Carolyn's right in front of me, but she's like off stream. So
there you go. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Vinny's Corner. I'm your host, Vinny. Down there in the bottom corner is my guy, Cove. And then this week we've got two special guests, my guy, Vegas Hockey Freak and Cashews. So, guys, you want to take a second, kind of introduce yourselves, let us know what's going on with your online presence or anything else? Cashews?
yeah, I mean, a lot of your followers know me. I'm a big Avalanche fan. I talk a lot of hockey. I can talk whatever we need to, but find me at Boston Cashews 5 on X. You can find me the same on Instagram. And then, but that's pretty much who I am and what I'm about. I tell jokes otherwise and hope to have a good time with everybody.
Nice.
Yeah. Vegas. We got VGK Hockey Freak on X. Talk mostly Vegas hockey, but definitely talk all hockey on there as well. Find me on there. Send me a follow.
So, guys, as you may have guessed, tonight's episode is focused on this season for the NHL, right? You can see I've got a VGK shirt on, and we've brought in a couple of our hockey specialists. And Cove is from Canada, so, you know, obviously he only talks about hockey anyway, right? So we've kind of got a perfect combination of things. So we've got an Avalanche fan. Cove's got the Red Wings here in the corner, it says. All right. And so my story specifically, I grew up as an Islanders fan. I'm actually the Islanders curse. I was born 5 months after their dominant reign in 1983, and they never won again. I moved out to Vegas and became a Vegas hockey freak myself. You know, I'm working on it. There you go. All right, so to kind of jump right into it this week, guys. So one of the things, you know, we always like to do when we talk about any sports, and especially in the early part of the season, we like to see where people's heads are at with regard to kind of like a power rankings, right? Sharing and just talking about what we think collectively as a group are like the top 5 to 10 teams in the league this season, and where we think, you know, things like the Stanley Cup might end this season, right? Who's coming out of the West, who's coming out of the East. And as you guys know, on Vinny's Corner, we generally have Cove's questions, right? And as Cove is a Canadian who likes hockey, I think we should be in pretty good hands here, right? So let's see what we got going on here. I got so many of these DM conversations open, I get like lost. I'm try it. So
my DMs are dry except for you guys.
Here you go. Right. So, and it's a good thing I got 3 hockey guys on here because you guys actually know it. You guys can freestyle off questions like these easy. So, given the current standings, which team has overperformed relative to their expectations starting this season? And why do you think they're doing that? Or why do you think they're ahead of schedule or looking good? Let's open it up, VGK.
All right. So, I mean, Canadians, Ducks, Mammoth, they're all doing pretty good, exceeding expectations. Lots of stability from all of them. Hops kind of creep out on top to me right now. I think they're projected like bottom 5 team, and they're a top 3 contender right now. They're not just outperforming in wins, but, you know, they're getting their goals, their puck possession, outpossessing opponents by 5%. Having elite goaltending tandem with Dovis and Montalbot. I don't know how to say any hockey names, to be honest.
Nothing wrong with that, man. I say like those sometimes. Cove's good at them, though. He's Canadian, so, you know.
Yeah,
I had this
unless they're on my
discussion with the
team.
girlfriend tonight about Wah. And she's like, Roy? I'm like, Wah. Like, come
Wow.
on. Wah.
Yeah, unless they're on my team and I hear their name constantly, like I will butcher their names.
Dude, So it's funny. He just brought up the WA thing. Like as a kid, whenever we used to go on like road trips in New York, like leaving New York, there was always a Roy Rogers who we would stop at. So like that name was like front and center. And like then I started getting into hockey, and like immediately, like the player I was drawn to, Cashews knows this. It's kind of how I cheered a lot for the Avalanche in my time too, just because I like Wah so much. He's probably my favorite hockey player all time. But when I first heard his name, I was like, why do they keep pronouncing his name? I was like 10 years old. I was like, why do they keep saying Wah? Guy's name is Roy, Mom. I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know who this guy they're talking about is, but
But I definitely agree with you though, Vegas, on that, because at least two of those teams I have in my power ranking top 5 already, and one of them, the only one I don't, is the Ducks, and I just wasn't sure. Like I was on the fence about them because
They've been 7-3-1 in the last 11, so it's like they've come off to a hot start. Like they got off to a slow start. Now they're projecting, right?
All right, yeah, I don't have them in mine either, but yeah, I was there. They were one of the teeter totters. Yeah,
for sure.
I had the Ducks in a wild card. I had the Ducks in a wild card spot to begin the season, so I had a feeling once they signed Dostal to a contract, their goaltender, and they made some moves. They brought in some offensive weapons, some power play guys. They started moving. I had a feeling that this team was going to do at least some damage coming out of the Pacific this year. But I had it as a wild card. I still had Edmonton and Los Angeles and Vegas all doing good stuff. But I think the Ducks are going to need to steal a wild card from the Central Division, who typically has 5 teams sitting inside the playoff race. So I think they're going to need to steal one of the 5 spots that are typically taken from the Central. Aside from that, Canadians are doing fantastic work. The Mammoth, who I actually thought you would talk more about, Vegas, because I think we talked about that on
last time.
I won't name the other podcast, the competitors podcast from last week, but the Mammoth are off to an incredible start. Right now, I think they're tied with the Maple Leafs in Toronto on their Canadian road trip. But that team, I think it was the first game against the Avalanche. They came out, and even though they lost that game, they played an incredible game, slowed the Avalanche down. Then they won the second game against the Avalanche. And you could just see the pieces are finally there. Fast, physical. I think they sort of lack a finisher, but like they don't have that star-studded power of like a McKinnon and Eichel or an Austin Matthews, Nylander. They don't have that, but they have so many other pieces that once they get the lead, they could suffocate you.
No.
A relatively unknown goaltender in Vejmelka, Veggie, as they call him. And I really liked him. I picked him up in fantasy the last couple of seasons, and I've really liked his game. But this year, he's taken it to another level.
And isn't their backup goalie pretty good too?
Yeah, I know that they just removed Connor Ingram, who I really liked too. He went over to Edmonton. So I'm not 100% sure who their backup is right off the top of my head, but could definitely look that up. But the other player to think about when you're looking at the Mammoth, though, is their leading scorer in Nick Schmaltz. That guy is on a torrid start too.
Heater.
He's hot. Dude. He's hot right now.
That's an absolute fact. That's one of the so one of the things, like, just because I'm like your typical hockey fan, I like to see a lot of goals scored. So I literally every couple of days I just jump into like ESPN and I literally pull up all the stats and I'm like, who are the top 5 goal scorers? I'm like, all right, because I like to look at like their lines and like the bets and stuff. I like to see how everything kind of moves in correlation to each other. So I'm always looking at all that. He looks awesome. You know who else looks real good too? That's been real. quick start. Hughes on the Devils.
No.
Yeah, he's fast. He's quick. He's smart with the puck. That guy can pass. I watched him against the Avalanche. No, I think we brought this up on that competitors podcast last week too, Vegas, where the Avs won the game 8-4. But the most impressive thing about that 8-4 thing was not just the 8 goals from the Avalanche, but the 4 goals that came from the Devils all happened in a 4-minute time span. And Hughes was connecting on 2 of those to make very quick strikes. And he had a no-look pass that was just disgusting. And they put it in the back of the net, and there was nothing anybody could do. I mean, it was as long as he hit the shot, he was going to score.
No look hockey passes.
Yeah,
that's
disgusting.
That's fancy.
In the game before that, they played the Avs back to back, and the Devils won the first game in OT. Jack Hughes in front of the net, ready for the pass, and just rips it up and over the goaltender Trent Miner. I mean, he had to hit the shot perfect over the shoulder, and he did. And he did it effortlessly, and they walked off the ice with the win. He's an incredible player, but he's small, and he's been injury prone the last couple of years, and that's sort of the talk around Jack is he going to remain healthy? You hope he does. I hope he does. He's on the opposite conference from my team, so I don't care. He can go on a torrid run here and would not impact me other than I get to watch him play. So I'd be okay.
Yep.
So what do you think, Ko? Who's been your big surprise to start the season?
Canadians are not a surprise. I mean, you got Hudson who got off hot last year, just around the end. Then you go get Noah Dobson. So like you get good tandem in the defenses, which they really needed.
No.
Detroit's surprising me because the goalie swap with Anaheim. I wasn't sure how that was going to work out with bringing Gibson over, but it's worked out both great for Anaheim and Detroit.
And
because they're both basically within the top 5. And yes, you got the Avalanche, and then you got Vegas too, right? You know, in my top 5 for sure right now. But I mean, it's still early. Like 10 games in, you're like, 40 games in, you feel a little different.
No. Yeah, for sure. Definitely still very early.
To put this into perspective, on the Eastern Conference, there is not a single team that has a losing record.
Mm-hmm.
So the first 10, 12 games, there's nobody that has a losing record. So, you know, if somebody goes on a hot streak, wins 4, everybody's jumbled up right now. It's between 19 and like 14 points. So a torrid run here means somebody takes over, or a bad run, they're almost out of the playoffs. So
well, that's what I was telling Vince there. I was like, around November, December, we see kind of like the top 5, 6 teams that are going to make the playoffs. And then we get the final 2, 3 teams right around All-Star break is when they peak and make the playoffs. That's what hockey's all about, that I've noticed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw all those DMs. Vegas. My bad, bro.
You're good.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is all this? Sorry about that. I'm a little slow.
You're good.
So I'll say this, and right, like the team that has really been the Mammoth, I think, are the most surprising overall, just like from a completely unbiased standpoint. From a biased standpoint, I have been so pleasantly surprised seeing the Islanders. Like every night is a tough out with them now, and like I didn't expect to see them just like put it together overnight, but I saw the direction they were trending in at the end of last season, and I was like, you know what, like depending on what they do in the offseason, this team could look good. They had a good draft, and like they look strong to start this season. It's been exciting. Growing up an Islanders fan, like just turning around and seeing them doing well is always an exciting thing. You know what I mean? I can't put too much energy into them though, because the Knicks are already breaking half my brain. I can't do it.
Knicks always break your brain every year. Swear to God, I'm getting that Pacers jersey and just wearing it in spite.
Relax,
But
right? Relax.
but Utah. Now this is the way I look at Utah, and Vegas would know about this, and so would you, Cashew, as an Avalanche fan. Is Vegas came in, they were a bunch of rejects put together. This is the same thing as Utah. Like they didn't have an identity last year. Now they have an actual identity. They have a mascot. They're more of a team now. And these guys didn't even have a team a year ago. They walked into the locker room. They were in Phoenix, and then now they're in Utah. Like they were the rejects. So these guys are proving a point that they were worth something.
Yeah, I
So
mean
that's
they're
why
all
I see.
draft.
So
I think it's homegrown. I mean they're all drafted. They're all developed. They all come
yeah.
up together. They play for Team USA.
Mhm.
I mean half those guys in the IIHF played with each other this summer,
Mhm.
and now they're fully grown. I mean these are grown up mammoth. They're not little guys anymore. So
Yeah.
uh,
They
I
got a
think they're
point to
going to be a
prove.
tough out.
Yeah, they got a point to prove. Like,
No.
you made fun of us last year because we were just Utah. Now we're the Mammoth. Which I'll say, like, I've seen a few comments about it, but Tusky's getting up there as like a top mascot already.
Oh, dude, great mascot.
Yeah. Yeah, he's up there already.
They did a
People are
great
loving
job
him.
with that. Like
So
when they unveiled him, I was listening. I was driving. I was driving. I don't know. I was driving to like the other side of town or whatever, right? And I was listening to ESPN radio, and like it was not like it was like it was like Chris Canny, and it was guys who do not talk hockey at all. You know what I mean? And they were like, "Did you see the mascot for Utah?" And I was like, "Oh, this is." I had to turn it up, but they were so they were so impressed with it. As soon as I got home, I had to like Google the video of the mascot coming out and like check out all their new gear and everything as soon as the season started. But I think they've done the way that franchise has started out like proper.
mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, they're off to a great start for sure.
Yeah.
Their concession stands are $2 and $3. Like I saw
Wow.
that they're basically giving away the food while you're
Yeah,
there.
that's
watching.
crazy.
Beers, I think, are under $4 or $5.
Mm.
Food is
That's
$2 or
crazy.
$3. Like they're doing everything the right way.
Yeah,
Dude.
everything's reasonably priced for a family.
Dude, that's really it's actually
That's awesome.
it's cool that they do that.
Yeah.
You guys know I do part-time stuff over at the Raiders Stadium, Allegiant.
Yeah.
And they have deals all over the stadium, but like most people don't know. When people like ask people that work there, they'll tell them. But like there are like deals all over the stadium actually that are like $2.99 deals and stuff like that. You just have to know to ask, unfortunately, because it's not like advertised.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
Yeah, VGK just started this year. They have like a $5.50 menu that's got like 6-7 different things on it.
Mhm.
It's like finally some affordable things.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's about time. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like professional sports went in the wrong direction and started getting like priced out for the average family, and like
Yep.
like that used to be a thing, right? Take the whole family to a game.
Yep. Take everybody. Yep.
That's a serious price tag now.
Yeah. Now you're dropping a big bag.
Right? It's like a down payment on a car. What just happened? All right. So kind of moving along, guys. So this is a good question that Cove put up here. And I like this one because it kind of it calls into question at a very early time in the season. Right. So right now, I'm going to just read off the names of the teams. So in the Eastern Conference, in the Atlantic, Montreal is the number one team. In the Metropolitan, New Jersey is the number one team. In the Western Conference, Colorado is the number one team. And in the Pacific, Anaheim is the number one team. Which of the four lead teams right now, the four division leaders, do you think has, quote, the weakest claim to the top of their division at the moment? Yeah. let's
I'm definitely going to go with Montreal, comparable to everybody who has Guinea, because Detroit is right there with Montreal, like all season. So I'd say Montreal.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm
What do you
going
think?
to go
What
with
do you- Right?
Anaheim.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Anaheim Ducks.
That was my thought too. Okay, so Cove is saying that the reason that the Habs have the weakest claim is because the Red Wings are on their tail,
Yeah. But
right?
Anaheim has LA too, right? So it's
That
LA's.
will, yeah. I don't. Yeah, I feel like for me, LA is like they're the or not LA. Anaheim is kind of the newest comer to the party right now. You know, like the Habs were decent last season too. The Ducks have really like turned it around. You know, almost like it feels like overnight. Feels like they sucked last year and now they're a top 4 team in the league. Like what?
Yeah,
Well, they had great goaltending last year. I think Dostal made a Calder run. I think he made a Vezina run last year, and they had everything that they kind of have this year, with the exception of they added some power play firepower, brought in Chris Kreider from the Rangers, who the Rangers are who's missing right now in New York. Whether somebody wants to admit that or not, I mean, New York's not scoring goals, so they brought in a couple of other guys that have fit in really nicely, some veteran leadership. They moved Trevor Zegras, which at first I was not a fan of. I really liked Trevor Zegras, but I think he struggled in Anaheim, and now he's flourishing in Philadelphia. And it's been good moves. Every move they've made has benefited both teams somehow in a way. And Anaheim looks good, but I think they still have the Western Conference reigning champions in Edmonton ahead of them. They have Vegas, who is currently doing some extremely good things. Mark Stone's on the IR, obviously, but they have great goaltending. Aiden Hill, I think, has been injured, but still have good goaltending otherwise. Good team defense. Then you have Los Angeles, who is a great home team. They've kind of been hit and miss to start the year, as so many teams could probably make the same claim to. Those are your 3. So, like I said at the beginning of this, if Anaheim does it, I think they're going to have to do it as a wild card. They could swap places probably pretty easily with the 3rd spot in the division, but it just feels like they don't quite fit at the top yet.
That makes sense. I
yeah,
can't argue that.
yeah. I think the same thing with like the Pacific is pretty stacked with proven contenders, the Oilers, Kings, Knights. Obviously, Kings are off to a slow start, but that, and I think their schedule does get a little bit harder for them coming up, and they do face some back-to-backs coming up this November. So we'll see how they hold up to those and see if they're a real deal or not.
So, actually kind of a question there, right? What do you think? Okay, like when you look at like the start of this season, I'm sorry, I just knocked my whole laptop over. I'm sitting here, I'm like relaxed, chilling, and I just knocked it over. Does it seem like I feel like there's a higher percentage to start this season of interconference play? Like, am I bugging, or like it just feels like the East and the West are playing a lot for the first 2 weeks, like more than I would have expected?
Yeah, I think it's a different schedule because we have the Olympics this year. So I think it's because that's around the time when they do the interconference, I find. So I think they altered the schedule to have more interconference because of that.
Just at an earlier time. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, because you got the Olympics. So every time the Olympics come in, they alter the schedule because that's usually what happens. That's the timing and they have every year is when they do a lot more East versus West to hype up the All-Star game.
Okay. So the All-Star. Okay, now I got to ask you another question. Right. So the All-Star game this season, right? It was the Nations Cup thing, right? That they did.
Yeah.
Now you can't do that and have the Olympics.
No.
So
So
the
you're
NHL
you're
players,
gonna get the Olympics instead of the Four Nation Cup, but
So it's the Olympics is going to be like the All-Star game this season.
I guess so. But I've also read
That's
things
so
that
dope.
the players want to have this annually or whatever, or biannually, the Four Nation Cup. So it sold well. It went well with every kind of fan I ever spoke
Yeah,
to.
it was fun to watch too.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was definitely
yeah,
funner to watch than the All Star game.
yeah. It brought in a lot of new viewers. I feel like too, compared to any like All-Star game or anything like that.
And like, think about it. Since that happened in February, there's just been like every other right. So we've had the baseball All-Star game. We had the NBA event. But the conversation has just been started, and like the NBA has already been talking about like America versus World format for the All-Stars.
For the All-Star. Yeah,
Yeah, like it's so I like that it kind of sparked the other leagues to start talking more innovation again because like
Yeah.
some the other All-Stars are terrible, like awful.
Well, we talked
yeah.
about
I
it
mean,
early in the season about baseball. It's like, what value
yeah,
does the All Star game really have to anything? Like, yeah, we get the home run derby, yeah, we get the All Star game, but what really value is? So when you make it about something differently, I love that they're being innovative like that, where they're changing it with the outdoor games being more, frequent and whatnot. But yeah, so I seen this the other day. Dallas is talking about an outdoor game inside of the Cowboy Stadium. I'm like, how is that an outdoor game?
you got to open the
Really?
rooftop.
How is it an outdoor
yeah.
game?
Is the roof going to be open? Or?
Yeah, it makes no sense. I saw the concept. I'm like, okay, I get it. Stars get an outdoor game, but it's inside Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah, it's a stadium series.
Yeah, it's not an outdoor. Maybe outdoor for Texans, but
Those are
Right.
cool. Those are really cool. You know, when they do those and they bring out the limited jerseys for them and everything.
Mhm.
Super. The Devils red and black one, super cool. Tough.
But now
jersey.
that we have like more than a few minds here, what would be an outdoor game you would love to see?
Well, to take a step back and like the Dallas game, for me, there's only one team that needs to be there with them, and that's Colorado. The way that series has played out the last
Mhm.
2 years,
Mhm.
the way that would drive, like you're talking about filling Cowboy Stadium. So, I mean, what is that? 100,000 fans,
Yeah.
80,000 fans. I
Mhm.
think you could probably sell that out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It can't be Chicago anymore. I think they're in every other outdoor game that has ever been played. But that's just a biased version of me. But to answer the question otherwise, who would I want to see? If there could be a way for Tampa Bay and Florida to play each other in an outdoor game that maybe is in hot Florida, some sort of ice scape that they could meet and have neutral ice or something like that. I think Tampa and Florida right now is the epitome of what a sports rivalry should be.
Mhm.
I mean, their preseason, they played each other, I think, back-to-back preseason games. Every game they had 60 plus penalty minutes, fights everywhere, skates off, gloves off. I mean, it was a circus show, but it was a lot of fun to watch from that perspective.
Makes sense.
Yeah. For
I mean,
me,
me and Cash, you would know about rivalry to Detroit and Colorado.
It's dead right now though, because you
I
guys
know.
can't beat us, and you haven't been good for years.
Yeah, I
and
know. I've been good for 10 years. 10 years. Lindstrom leaves and it's hell.
Would you say right now? Would you call so like for the Avs? Like, do you guys like at this point in time as like an Avs fan? Are you like Stars are our rival? Like that's who you mentally think of first when you think biggest rivalry.
I think if you were to poll everybody right now on X and you said who's Colorado, or you can ask who's Dallas's biggest rival, I think they would say each other. So, I mean, the fans get into it. I've got some really good Dallas Star friends that are here on X and outside real world. They're cool, but it gets nasty. I mean, I posted something about Landeskog scoring his first goal last year against the Stars in the playoffs. Didn't even mention the Stars. I just said congrats to Landeskog, and there was 3 or 4 stars in my mentions that were like, "Oh, you guys can't live without talking about us." I'm like, I didn't even bring you up. You just happened to score his goal against you. I can't help that. Like, I don't know, but it gets nasty, man. And I'm not a nasty guy. I'll fight back, but like, it gets nasty.
Too funny. That's too funny. All right. All right. So looking at the season so far, and really, I mean, you can just this is really more of a general question for guys who know hockey. East and the West, which conference has an easier path to the Stanley Cup Finals this season?
I mean, I don't know. Both of them are really close right now. I mean, we're not too far in right now. There's only, I mean, the Eastern's only got 4 points between their bottom and their top. Actually, yeah, the West has got a way bigger gap. So I'd probably say the East right now.
I think it's always been the East. I'd say you look at teams over the years that came from the East, they haven't really been strong outside Tampa the last couple of years, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Well, you had Florida and Tampa in the last 6 years, but that's where people think they're strong, but it's not easy. It's easier for them, but I would equate this to my mind on this is when when Tampa played Montreal for the finals in 2020. It's just Montreal walked in and then they weren't prepared. It was like that's an East team to me right now. It's they go up against the West. You go against Colorado. Go against Vegas, for example. They are a tougher team to beat than any other Eastern team.
Yeah.
I think the East probably has an easier route if there is such a thing. And I really do think that has to do with where Florida lands, right? Like Florida right now is that team that sort of lines up and can take on with anybody. If they wanted to slow it down and play more of a puck possession game, they can do. They want to play a run and gun game, they have the forwards that can do that. They're big, heavy. They still play quick, but they play very methodically. But a lot of injuries with Florida right now. I think they're at 500, so they're kind of lingering and hanging around. If they are hanging around come April, Vegas and I talked about this on that Rival podcast. If they're hanging around, they are going to make life very hectic for the Eastern Conference if those players come back. Barkov is out for the season. I mean, he's not replaceable in my estimation.
No, he's not replaceable. There's a lot of key wins that they could have by having Barkov, and it wouldn't be a 500. But is Barkov officially done before playoffs or like completely playoffs bound?
No, I think he's done. There's an outside chance he comes back in the playoffs, but I think they've basically ruled him out. I mean, he's got a torn ACL and MCL, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they said that he might not even be able to play in the playoffs, even if they didn't make it.
I don't think they want to attempt to put that guy in the playoffs if he just comes off of that.
Oh, yeah, definitely not. That'd be horrible.
It'd
be kind of like a Jack Eichel when he was in Buffalo treatment. You know,
You just said that he was out with an ACL and an MCL tear.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with hockey. But I was talking to my college roommate yesterday, and he was telling me that he was picking up a case of Coca-Cola, and he tore his ACL and his MCL doing it. I was like, what? I'm like, bro, you're 42 years old. What the fuck? What are you talking about?
That's like 40. You fucking take a fucking fart, you can throw your back out. Like, it's fucking crazy.
I couldn't even. I was lost. I was so lost. Oh my god. So to kind of jump on that question, though, I think that here's how I've looked at it. I feel like top to bottom, the West is stronger. Like through the middle into like the weaker teams in the West are better than the bad teams in the East. Mm-hmm. But like the top of the East is like you're saying, right? Like Florida can match up with anybody, right? So it's still going to be a tough path right now for anybody coming out of the East because as of now, right, we just have to assume all roads lead through Florida, right? You got to get through the Panthers to get to the Stanley Cup. And the Panthers, per the last 4 years, don't really let other teams go to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know, it's kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
Florida was not like as far as standings last year. They didn't enter the playoffs with a number 1 seed. They didn't enter as anything other than a question mark going up against Tampa to start the playoffs. And then once they took them out, the Maple Leafs had a chance to put them away. And they decided to play like the Toronto Maple Leafs since 1967. So
In every playoff ever.
I'm sorry, but that was disgusting. Back-to-back 6-1 wins in Toronto was like, oh, you ruined them. You ruined them.
No.
That's why you guys got Martin.
It's got to be really hard to be a Toronto sports fan this year. Wow.
Yeah, to win 2 6-1 games and lose a game 7, and then lose 6-6 game wins and lose a game 7. It's like, come on now, it's just cursed. But the Celtics had that for a minute with Bruins. Like, they lost the game 7, they lost the game 7. It just happens.
It's truly unbelievable, is what it is. All right, so when we start out the show tonight, I did promise that the fellas were going to share their power rankings, right? So we're only about 2.5 to 3 weeks into the NHL season, right? 3 weeks, give or take, right? This is early. It is definitely premature. A lot of this is just going to be based on the fact that these guys know hockey, right? Not just on what you're seeing in the first 10, 11, 12 games. But without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to my guy, VGK Hockey Freak, to share his power ranking top 5.
All right. So top 5, I got, I'd say Colorado Avalanche, New Jersey. No, I'd say number 1 spot.
Me too. Okay. Me too. Okay.
Yeah, no, number 1 from top to bottom here. Probably New Jersey Devils. I'm gonna throw the Canadians in there.
For sure.
The Jets, Winnipeg Jets, and then at number 5, I'll put Detroit Red Wings in there.
Okay. Cashews, what would you like to amend on this list, and what do you think is good?
The only thing that matters is that Colorado remains number 1.
It's at number 1.
So do we all have Colorado as number 1? Of course, the Canadian doesn't.
No.
You can't trust the Canadian. You can't trust them. When's the last time they won a cup? No, I hate that argument, so I won't actually use that. But it's funny.
It's good.
Listen, Colorado is number 1 for me. Best 5-on-5 team. It's not really that close. When it's 5-on-5, the Avalanche are bigger, faster, and better than everybody. Expected goals for is like 10% better than the next closest team, and then there's like a bunch, right? 2 through 7 that are very close. Power plays coming along. They have the best first line, the best defenseman. I mean, in Cale Makar, who's probably challenging for a Hart Trophy already. So for me, they're number 1. Right behind them, you have New Jersey. I do have, let's see. I actually have this. Let me take a look real quick. Vegas, right behind them. So it's Colorado, New Jersey, Vegas. And then I also have the Mammoth and the Ducks right now. Those are my top 5 that I just happen to really like right now. I love their brand of hockey, hard-nosed, fast-paced, forechecking, good defense, solid goaltending. That's how you win games. Now, do I think that's where my top 5 is going to land by the end of the year? No, I think it's going to revert right back into who we think it is. New Jersey and Vegas probably still be there. You're probably going to slide Edmonton in. Dallas will probably be there as well. The as these teams find themselves, these guys will probably still be in my top 10 or even top 15, but that's my 5 right now.
All right.
Mhm.
Oh,
Like I said, like you're all surprised. I'm like, I don't have Colorado as a number 1. I don't even have them as a number 2.
actually, the thing I was most surprised
Ooh, I
was
know.
that
I tangle on that. The one loss is fair, but I still put him as a top 3. Yes, I put Vegas as number 1. Then I put Detroit 2. Then Colorado 3. We haven't played each other yet, so you haven't seen that. And then I have Utah, and then I have Montreal.
okay.
I really
So
like
I think
Montreal too.
I think it's the thing that was the biggest surprise to me so far is that the hockey freak doesn't have Vegas in his top 5. Because now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start with my number 5. My number 5 is the Vegas Golden Knights. So everyone else has the Golden Knights in their Power 5 except for the Golden Knights diehard. That's rough. He's got a high standard for his boys.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm just I'm nervous of what I mean, we're not doing bad right now, but I wouldn't say we're doing great either. With Stone out for who knows how long. We got Hill out for who knows how long. So we got our 2 other goalies, Akira Schmid and wow, not Hart, but Lindbaum,
Mhm.
who are
So
both not
Vinny,
not starter goalies in the NHL. So I'm a little nervous about them still. It is early. They are right there for me, like number 6. But I am still nervous about them right now.
I
that
just want
makes
to call
sense.
out. Cove said that we haven't played, which is true, but you just beat the Red Wings 1-0 last night.
No.
At home. That's a fact. That is a fact.
Yep.
My buddy was working the game and so my next door neighbor is 71 and he works every game he can possibly work. He loves that stuff. He came
Awesome.
home, I saw him last night. He was like, terrible game. So boring. I was like, what do you mean? They shut them out. I was like, that's amazing. He was like, they barely scored a goal. I was like, you're old. I get it.
But to be
Yeah.
fair, Cashew, I love your captain because I actually know him personally. So I love your
That's
captain. So, yeah, it was 2012 to 2015 when he played for Halifax because I'm on the East Coast. Yeah, he was. I was like head security with the Mooseheads, and I hung out with Nate quite often. Actually, him, Brad Marchand, and Sidney Crosby, because I grew up in Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia. I've had to do their private security for the last few years,
That's
like in the
awesome.
off
that's
season.
so cool.
So I get to hang
Oh,
out with those guys quite frequently.
that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Even your coach, I worked with his dad.
Bednar,
Yeah.
that's really cool, man. Certainly jealous of that kind of stuff. I wish I could be.
Right.
I don't think I wish I could be closer to the team. I almost feel I don't want to feel like a groupie.
Yeah.
But I think that's
No,
still pretty cool.
I've done private security for 20 years, so like I've done a ton of NHL, Olympics, you name it, across Canada. So I've met and hung out with these guys all the time, like it was nothing.
So
And
you're the
still not
guy
your
who
number
keeps
one.
the polar bears out.
Hmm?
You're
Yeah.
the guy who keeps the polar bears out, huh?
Yeah.
I got it. All right. So number 5, I have VGK. At number 4, I have the Montreal Canadiens. The Canadiens, I think they actually might have like the second best record in the league right now. Right? They're up there.
Yeah.
They're a top team I was excited to watch the way that they finished the season last year on a bit of a run. So I'm not that surprised by it. The team that's been the most fun, or the player that's been the most fun for me to watch and to sports bet on this season, has been Jack Hughes and the New Jersey Devils. So they are the number 3 team. And then my number 1 and my number 2, both out of the West. Number 2 is right next door to number 1, but we've got the Utah Mammoth coming in at number 2, just playing really solid hockey. I hope they're winning right now. I like to see that team win. They're another team. It's just fun to see these expansion teams come out and do well. But number 1, I feel like there's just no doubt. Like every night that I watch the Avalanche play, I've only seen them have like 1, maybe 2 slow starts. Every game I've seen them in this season, I feel like, is a multi-goal first period, though. And that's been exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the thing to recognize too for the Avalanche, and I know I'm a homer, but they technically are using their backup goaltender who is playing lights out, and Scott Wedgwood.
Amazing.
Mackenzie Blackwood's played 1 game. It was against the Sharks, his former team, lost in overtime. He looked good for the most part, Blackwood, but he looked like he hasn't played in 6 months, and that was the case. That was his first game. So keep in mind, everybody's losing to the Avalanche backup, technically speaking.
Technically.
No.
I like it. That's good news.
Mammoth lost tonight 5-3 to the
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, Toronto beat them.
It did. So Toronto's like a tricky, is
I had a money line on
them
them last week that pulled for me though. Like I was sitting there, it was when they played the Penguins on Prime. They were just like they were up 3-0. I'm like, I feel like Toronto's gonna win 4-3, so I put money on it, and that's how I did it. I was like, my roommates were like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Yeah, I had money on the Leafs for once."
I was looking at and so I was the other day. I was like, oh, let me just look at whatever one of the team. I was looking at a game and I wanted to look at the stats, and so I go and Pittsburgh was one of the teams, and I don't know why it shocked me, but maybe just because he's played for so long. But I got to their stats as a team, and it breaks out, assists, goal score, and I'm like Sidney Crosby, lead goal scorer, still
Doing it.
I'm like, this guy has
He's
been the lead
consistent.
goal scorer for this team for half my life.
Like I've personally watched Sid on the ice for hours just practicing. The kid is focused. He's just hyper focused on his game.
I
I think
mean,
it's 20 seasons with at least a point per game. I mean, he's well on his way to doing it yet again. And I mean, 3 cups speaks for itself. His work ethic is unparalleled. My favorite thing about Sidney Crosby, and I used to hate this guy because he was kind of like, he was the Peyton Manning on the Colts. He was the Tom Brady on the Patriots. Like, he was that guy that you just hated your team to go against. And so I used to hate him, but I truly love and respect Sidney Crosby now. My favorite thing about him, though, is not on the ice. He actually delivers the season tickets for the Penguins every year.
Oh, yeah.
He goes and
That's
hand
awesome.
delivers them house to house. Just whoever has them, he hands them out.
Mm-hmm.
that's
Hey,
great.
that's the Canadian in him.
Dude,
Like-
that's wild.
Yeah.
Imagine imagine Max Crosby driving around Las Vegas and bringing everybody.
Just
Their
bringing your tickets.
And,
That's wild.
and Crosby's contract annual value is $8.7 million. I mean, he goes by his number. I mean, the guy is just incredible.
So, not out of situation, but see, I grew up in Cole Harbor with that. He's a couple years younger than me, so we went to the same elementary and stuff like that. But like that neighborhood, it's not that large for you guys. It's probably we only have 900,000 in Halifax now, so maybe it was like 600,000 a couple years ago. So there's only like 10,000, 15,000 people in Cole Harbor, but we all have our houses unlocked, and people can just go from house to house, and it was just. So that's why Sydney, growing up that way, like just grew up that he can go house to house because he's just not afraid, not worried about it, and just doesn't care. The
Nothing wrong with
wholesomeness.
growing up in our community, man. That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's the wholesome behavior. Like a lot of I hated him growing up, like just because of my oldest friends all knew each other like that. It was just like whatever. But I've grown to love him. Like I've had to do like multiple of his cup tours and times like that. Like I've only known him as a professional standard, but like kid's nice. He's super humble. He does shit for the community. He's we had Colarbor Place. He like rebranded it for himself, but for the community, cheaper hockey for kids. He gives to the community every year, so like he's earned my respect.
So here's my thing, right? I'm a
Yeah.
New York guy. I'm just a natural hater. If you're not on my team, I hate you and I talk mess. And I love to do it. That's it. But
You're pulling a
any
Sean Avery.
athlete like LeBron James, Tom Brady, any of these guys who show up to work at my age and perform at a higher level than guys who are 25 on a regular basis, hats off. I have nothing but respect to them. I hated. I've never enjoyed watching Sydney because I never liked him. He was always somebody playing against teams I liked. But like now, I look back at it and I'm like, this guy's my age and he's still dominating. This is incredible.
No.
It's just you get to an age where you just get to appreciate it. Like I can't even believe I'm still seeing this guy.
Yep, just still going, still putting that Crosby magic right out on the ice every night.
Dude, he's so good. Like he does not play like a 40-year-old man.
No,
Like,
not at all.
dude. It's really
The only thing that worries me about Sid is if he gets Cronwalled again. Like, how will he'll affect his body if he gets Cronwalled again?
I mean, he's old.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I'd say probably is that as you get older, you definitely when you don't
you
heal
guys
as
remember
faster.
like 2010 to 2014, we were worried about Sid because he was hit so many ways. After he got hit by Cromwell, we weren't sure if he was coming or going.
No.
Yeah, I think there was a time they talked about him retiring early and
Yeah,
such. But
it was in that era, 2010, 2014 range. I think we were talking about retirement because he got Cromwell and then he was different. He was coming out with concussions. He was taking out. We weren't sure if that, but I mean, tremendous on him, like to come back from that and play an extra 10 more years. Like, come on, like.
No,
speaking
super
of
impressive.
speaking of 40-year-old men doing their thing, shout out to Alex Ovechkin, 900th goal tonight.
900.
The
Wow.
greatest goal scorer of all time.
900.
That's another, he's another one. Doing this show last season and Cove and I counting it down. And some nights we jump on and it'd be like, wait, how many goals has he scored since last week?
Yeah.
Like, dude, there were games where I'm like, there's no way you guys have a 40-year-old skating around the ice right now dropping hat tricks on you. Like,
Right.
The only one thing I've ever thought about that
when
when I say that, and I grew up with a lot of goalies, I wonder what goes on in their head if they're on this side and Ovechkin's in his office and he's going to take that shot. What does a pro goalie think about when Ovechkin's going to make that shot?
I can tell you, having been a goalie, not a pro and not even semi-pro, but I can tell you right now, the only thing that you probably think of is whatever body parts I can get from this side to that side faster, I'm flailing them out and hoping it hits me. Like that's because I've seen goalies get all the way over there and it goes through them.
Yeah.
Squirts
Yeah.
through a hole that didn't even exist until it hit them. And so you're just hoping it hits the post. You're hoping it goes high, not at your head, but you're hoping it goes high. And then if it hits a body part and doesn't go in, you're winning the day. So I think that's really all you got.
all right. So I know everybody's on different time zones. Last thing for the evening, and we'll get out of here, guys. Predictions for this year's Stanley Cup. Let's take it around the horn. We'll start with Cashews. Who you got coming out of the East? Who you got coming out of the West?
Well, if I'm looking at things objectively, and let's say the Panthers don't get anybody back. I really like. Who do I like? I really like Carolina coming out of the East. I think that they've got just enough experience with the squad that they have uh, after the trades and everything else that happened last season. I think they've got just enough to take out a New Jersey, who they'll probably likely face. Hopefully, you would like an Eastern Conference final, but wherever they line up, uh, I think it'd be those two coming out of the East, with Carolina being the one to the Stanley Cup. And in the West, well, I could be completely wrong in saying this, and maybe I sound biased, but I really do like Colorado. I think that there's an extra chip on their shoulder with the way that they lost last year in Game 7, being up 2 in the third period, Game 7, and losing that game. There seems to be a little bit of an extra bite to their game this year. And with the captain back for a full season, I do think that it'll be them.
Okay. VGK, what do you think?
Yeah, so East, I'm probably going to say, if Panthers don't get in there, I think it'll probably be the Devils as of right now, honestly. With how they're playing, I think they're going to squeeze on in there, be able to get through all four. But I don't know. We'll see. And then the West, like I said, I'm not all in on Vegas right now, as much as I want to be. I feel like it's definitely going to be Avs, Knights, or Oilers. But as of right now, yeah, I have to go Avs right now.
Totally makes sense. All right, Cove, what you got?
I mean, love Colorado, love Vegas. He's talking about chip on his shoulder. I'm gonna go with the Stars. I really think they have the chip on their shoulder that the Stars can pull through this year. Now on the East, I'm just gonna love a matchup of Devils and Stars. That's what I love. I would just love to see Devil Stars.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
I sense so much hate coming from Cove tonight to the Colorado Avalanche. I might have to block him after this. I don't know how I feel about this.
Hey, I've been holding on to the grudge because the Avalanche since 1996. So
You gotta let it go. All right. You guys aren't good enough to be in the conversation yet. So let it go.
Listen, man, I definitely feel like the Avs are primed. Obviously, like it's the start of the season, whatever else. But they looked awesome. I thought they were going to get by. I thought I was set to see the way the series started last year. I was like, oh, Avs. And then all of a sudden I was like, no, Stars, and it just like they turned it around on them. And I was a little surprised by that. It's good to see the way they're playing so far. I'm excited for it, I love those Nordiques jerseys too. Might have to get one of those. Those are so sweet.
Waiting list. You got to get on the waiting list.
Oh, there's a waiting list. I'm literally gonna do that when we get off the show. I'm just gonna put my name on because now I have to at least be on the list, right? And then
I have the old Nordiques jerseys home and away.
I got an old one, but not a new one.
Oh, that's sick.
And I do have one Avalanche jersey, which is a wall.
It's the only jersey.
I knew you loved us. Sorry, Vinny. Go ahead, man.
No worries. So the East is listen. The way the last couple of years has played out, if nothing else has changed, and we're assuming that the Panthers, let's say the Panthers don't get it, then I have to believe the Canes will be there, right? Like, if it's not going to be the Panthers, then like like we're still in the window that if it's not going to be the Panthers, it should be the Canes. You know, unless
Can they get past their history of choking? Can they? They get to the conference final and they can't win a game. Like, come on now.
Toronto Maple Leafs of the third round. That's what they are.
Mhm.
Listen, man, I don't know, man. It's tough to say, but that's what it feels like to me. And
I'll tell you, I'll be a Kane believer. If the Canes get in the finals, I'll believe in them but they got to get past the third round.
yeah. I think that the West is going to win it this season anyway. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's going to be black and gold or burgundy and blue or something, but it's going to be the West. It would be sick if it was Utah.
Oh God, that'd be amazing.
That would be
That'd be
crazy.
wild.
Like, think about
It'd be wild.
how fast Vegas won after getting started, and then right, it only took a couple of years, and then if Utah, like the next expansion, was to win that quickly too, that would be sick.
I mean, it still took us 6 years.
Yeah.
Quick,
Yeah.
but
Give me an impossible Stanley Cup final. Give me the Wild versus the Mammoth.
the Wild.
So
Yeah, it's really impossible.
No, I'm just saying, as a Stanley Cup final, you have the
Like I
Wild
said,
versus
the
Mammoth.
Mammoth
You're
would
like, wow. Like,
you can't do. They're in the same division, so they couldn't do that. You can meet in the first. You can
I
meet in, like,
know.
the first
No, I
round,
mean
but-
the Western Conference final. I mean, like just having the Wild versus Mammoth Western Conference.
dude, I'm gonna have to block you, Cove. Like what? The Wild.
That's a long
Was
shot.
it-
It's obviously a
Are
long
you-
shot. Jesus.
Was that? Are you being paid by them to shout them out at the end of the show? Like, what was that?
Hey, Minnesota's
talk
close
about-
to Canada. I gotta give him a shout.
After the game, go check Cove's X for an affiliate badge. Like, wait a
Hey,
minute.
I got tremendous love for Marc Andre Fleury though, so I gotta give Wild some love.
Say, I do
Listen,
too.
guys.
Everybody
That's all I
likes
got
that.
for you guys this evening. This has truly been an awesome hour and whatever it's been for the last little bit. I love having you guys on. We got to do this more often.
Definitely.
We'll pick out a time to check in as we start approaching mid-season. We can come back to some of these takes and see where we're at for sure. But that's all we got tonight in Vinny's Corner, guys. Thank you for checking in with us. Cove, we got anything going on tomorrow?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so we got something going on tomorrow night too.
Yeah,
We'll-
we'll go more. We'll go talk more like NFL and kind of like recap on MLB stuff like that.
He's got to check in with the Wild and make sure that he's available. He's not
There you
out doing
go.
some showings or something.
Yeah,
And so, guys, I know everyone knows I'm a boxing guy. I normally always touch on boxing to start out the show for a couple minutes. If you jump onto my X at Vinny's Corner 1, you can actually see my latest article there, and it does break down this weekend's fight. It's Virgil Ortiz Jr. putting his interim belt up against Erickson Lubin in Texas. So it's actually a really good fight. Check out what's going to be on there, and you can read all about it on We Like Sports. That's all I got for you guys, and thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, fellas.